welcome to go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
for you and all to hear. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. They suck.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to the Knockem Day Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, Facebook, YouTube. Please subscribe and follow and do all that social media stuff. Please share the link to the show on all your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. The Knockem Day Comedy Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, where tonight, in the Giggle Room, you can see the bad moms of comedy. But first, you will see them today on this show. Let me tell you what's going on this show today. First off, Jeff is here.
I am. Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back. Happy Friday.
Always good when you're here, pal.
Friday and then Monday.
What's that?
Friday and then Monday we'll do it again.
That's right.
I like it.
And Monday we'll be doing it with Richie Byrne.
That's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time.
Let me fix this here. We need more of Jeff.
Doesn't everybody?
You were kind of cropped out. Yes.
Oh, you mean on the screen?
Well, everywhere, anywhere.
I got
the
you.
screen and in life. So Richie Byrne is joining us on Monday. Trisha and her pajama people. Tyler, I'm assuming, will be here.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a fun day. But let me fill you guys in on today's show. So if you guys were watching at all this week, I've been talking about the bad moms of comedy. They were supposed to be here yesterday. But then they had some flight issues. They did finally get here. I think they took separate flights because they just were scurrying to get here. Turns out they had a show in New York City last night, so they were really scrambling to get here. So they made it. They did their show, but I think from all the traveling and then doing a show, they're exhausted. They offered to come in today to make up for yesterday. It was all set, and then this morning they said, "Hey, we're exhausted. Can we Zoom in?" I'm like, "Fine, you sons of bitches." So we're Zooming with them.
I bet you they flew JetBlue. Just saying.
Well, you can ask them when we Zoom.
I bet you. Constantly delayed.
And then, of course, our normal Friday co-host, as I predicted, Rosie Fiumara. She is not here today. She's had one hell of a week.
Yeah.
So
No doubt.
we'll talk to her next Friday about her week, or 2 weeks at that point. She's had a lot of stuff going on. Joining us next Friday with Rosie is Lou Pratz. Great comedian, local guy, who just retired or is about to retire from his day job as court officer. Is that what the cops that
Yep.
He's a cop, but he's I guess
court officer.
Court officer. Yeah.
Yep.
So he's he either just retired or is about to retire. I think he just retired, which is why he's able to come in. So we'll talk to Lou next week. We got a full week next week. So
Nice. So he's quitting his day job. Okay.
yeah. So no Rosie today. The Bad Moms of Comedy are Zooming in, and Scott Baker was supposed to be in the studio with us. Great guy, funny guy. He's done stand-up and he acts, but lately, the past few years, his main thing has been doing improv. He runs like a Whose Line Is It Anyway type show. He's called Scott Baker, the quickest thinker in comedy. It's him and his buddy Vinnie Mark, who's another legendary Long Island comedy guy. They go out and they do these improv shows all over the country. Scott Baker's a great guy. He's been in here before, but he texted me this morning saying that he's sick. So we're going to reschedule with him. So it's just been a crazy week for when it came to Thursday and Friday. 'Cause I had so many cancellations and so many things to shuffle. It's just been nuts. So no Rosie today, no Scott Baker, but Jeff is here. The Bad Moms of Comedy will be Zooming in. And I think towards the end of the show, at some point during the show today, Chris Thomas will be joining. Is supposedly joining us. I think.
We'll find out.
Well, right. If she shows up, we know she's here.
But see, now, like I said the other day, whenever you're alone, you need somebody to bail you out, because everybody that bails on
Right.
you. Rosie's not a bailer.
Oh,
She's
absolutely.
that's a different story.
Right.
I am here.
You are here. You are dedicated.
I'm here.
Well, all right. To be
You
fair,
got to be dedicated to the craft.
Scott Baker said
He's not feeling well. Yeah.
Well, and
Right.
he said, he goes, if I'm putting you in a bind, he goes, I'll still come in.
Yep.
He goes, but I don't want to get other people sick.
Yeah. No, my point was
Right, and that's
you
when I
could
was
always
like,
call me.
right. Well, then I think it was on the show. I think it was in the comments or on the phone. You said that you come in. So last night I texted him. I said, yeah, come on in. So so it worked out because it's always fun when you're here, and the Bad Moms will be Zooming with them, so that'll be fun. Monday, Richie Byrne and Tyler and Trish will be here. Tuesday, of course, was me and Diane, and I think we may be joined by a comedian named Mezzy Sarah. She's been working on the movie with me and Don, and she's great. So she might be coming
right.
in.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You were there, and we talked about it.
Yeah, she seems pretty funny.
Yes.
Just by hanging out, watching filming, you can tell she's a
lot of fun.
She's a wild one.
And Wednesday, speaking of Don will be in here on Wednesday. Don and comedian Greg Kritikos, who's been on this show many times. Greg is moving to Greece in about 2 weeks. So basically, he's coming in to say goodbye.
You got to ask him if he's moving to Kritikos Beach.
I am going to ask him. Kritikos Beach or Kritikos Island? Isn't it Kritikos Island?
I think it was. I thought it was beach. It could be island. I think maybe we did say something. Does he have his own island or his own beach?
Oh, you're right.
Beach.
Probably Beach. Okay. But that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah. So we got to find out if he's moving there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised knowing him. You know, it's probably like, Epstein Island. He's got like sex slaves.
Maybe.
Yeah, but of age.
Of age.
Like willing participants. Yeah. Although it is Greek, who knows?
Oh, this is true.
I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
So it could be filled with boys, is what you're saying?
I didn't say that.
Oh. Anyway,
joining Greg, of course, will be his buddy George, who always hangs out with us with Greg. So that'll be fun. And and it's Wednesday, so I'm assuming Mike Kaplan will be here too. Thursday, we have musician Danny Keene coming in. Danny Keene, he was on this show once, I think, like during our first year that we were on here. He is a tremendous musician, great music, but he's blind. And I've seen him play several times. He not only, you think of blind musicians, there are plenty, right? Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. So, and, Danny's mainly a keyboard player, but I've seen Danny do this thing where he'll play the keyboard and he hits a certain pedal and it keeps on playing the tune. And while it's playing, he grabs a guitar
does
and
something else. Yeah.
He's a great guitar player. He's got some albums out. He's a tremendous musician, a Long Island guy, a very funny dude. Like I said, he was here a long time ago. Really looking forward to hanging with him again. And Danny Keene. So the first time I went to go see him play, I didn't even make the connection. I'm hanging out and I'm watching the gig, and all of a sudden a voice from behind says, "Excuse me, didn't you work for the phone company?" I turn around, and it's a guy named Kevin Keene that I worked with at the phone company. And I was like, "Oh, Danny, Keene?" He goes, "Yeah, that's my son." I was like, "Holy crap."
Small world.
Yeah, very small world. So, his father, Kevin, good guy, nice guy. So looking forward to that. And then, like I said, next Friday, Rosie returns, and we'll be hanging out with Lou Pratt. So we got a lot of great stuff going on here. Let's read some comments, and then we'll I think that's everything up to date here. I know it's crazy, but John Rusciello, it's Friday, the end of another fabulous week of entertainment on the Tony Walker Knockem Dead comedy shows. Oh, thanks, John. Mickey says good morning. Ann says good morning. Let's see. Okay, and John and Ann are just, Oh, and there's and Fremder's back. Fremder, we missed you yesterday. We really did.
He's already got a couple of good ones.
Oh yeah, nice shirts.
Yeah.
Nice shirts. You guys look like a bruise.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny, the black and blue. But
he does that almost every day. He'll comment on what me and the guests look like. Like when Kaplan's here, we two bald guys, we look like tits. Those are usually pretty funny.
Nippleless tits.
Yes.
Okay.
Brainless.
His
brainless and nippleless.
Was pretty good.
I heard they're redoing the Epstein documentary with George Clooney, calling it "Oh, She's 11." Oh my goodness.
Good one.
Rusciello says he's taking bets if Kaplan shows up next Wednesday. I am pretty confident, John, that once he hears there are guests coming in, that he will not be here. Mike is all about Mike. Doesn't want to talk to guests. So, I doubt he'll be here. Jeff Bosey is watching. Good morning, Jeff.
Jethro.
Does Stevie Wonder know what a piano looks like? Says Fremder. I always wondered, like in the 70s and 80s, or even now to a certain extent, like, does he know what they're dressing him up like? Like, remember when he had all the braids?
Yeah,
and
the braids with the beads.
Yeah, like, did he know what they were doing to him? Like, what are you guys doing? We're just combing your hair, Stevie. Everything's fine. Everybody does this. Okay. Okay. But, yeah, always made me wonder.
He is one of the nicest people.
You met Stevie Wonder?
A couple of times.
Really?
My partner, Angel, on my day off.
You're talking about at work?
At work. My partner, Angel, I was off. And the next day he tells me the story. He goes, oh, Stevie Wonder came in yesterday. He goes, I got a picture with him. I said, oh, cool. I was like, he goes, yeah. He goes, he was the last one off the plane, waited for everybody to get out. Him and his assistant up in first class just waited.
Yeah.
So Angel goes over and whispers to his assistant. Is it okay if I take a picture with Stevie? Like, God forbid he hears it. Stevie goes, yes, you can.
Oh, that's funny. He's a funny guy,
so
man.
Had a picture with Stevie.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, he's very, very nice. Always very cool.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his music. Some of the
person.
That's like in the 70s. What a run that guy had.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's not a bad song. Like mid 70s, he put out a bunch of albums.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's the was it the secret, the secret of life, the meaning of life. Talking Book. What's Inner Visions? Inner Visions is my favorite. Such great albums. The 80s is a different story. Kind of shitty. But
everything changed. Music just changed in the 80s altogether. Yeah.
That song Part-Time Lover, I can't stand that stupid song.
Oh, yeah. That was
never liked that.
with somebody else, wasn't
Luther
it?
Vandross.
Yes, yeah.
I never liked that song.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in the 70s, man, like the guy could do no wrong. And believe me, there's still some good stuff in the 80s and in the 90s, some good stuff. But, what a tremendous talent. And so that's cool that he's a nice guy.
No, definitely a nice
You get a
person.
lot of I think people assume because these guys have so much money that they would have like their own jets that they fly all over the place. But that's not really the case, right?
Not for everybody, no.
A lot of these people take commercial flights, right?
Yeah.
And then what do they do? So let's say you take somebody like Stevie Wonder or any big band. If they're doing a big tour. So let's say Stevie Wonder is doing a tour of Europe, okay? And he's got, his crew, his people. They all take commercial flights back?
I don't know, of course, per se, but maybe not on a tour because, it's not to say, sometimes commercial airlines run a little late,
Right.
And your private plane can run a little late too, but, tour-wise, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a contracted setup.
So they do have a private
I would
747
imagine.
or something.
Yeah.
But then...
Maybe not a 747, but a private little
Okay.
jet just to make sure their entertainers get.
Right. Well, the private jet, though, won't get from...
Well, but airlines, you got to rely on a schedule versus
Right.
a private. Listen, we're going to leave at this time so we can get there at that time.
Right, but a private jet, fuel-wise, it has enough to get from Europe to...
Depending on the capacity, because
Right.
private jets can go a lot higher than usually go a bit higher than...
is that right?
They'll go a little
okay.
higher than a commercial jet at 30. They might go to 40, 42.
But now, what about all the equipment and the gear? Like that, is that a separate plane, or do they just get new stuff
be.
once they get to another country? Or you don't know?
No. It probably
do
is
fly it
separate.
over?
Yeah. Probably
But I
a
would
separate
think-
plane altogether.
Like, you think all that stuff fits in one plane?
Yeah, in a cargo,
Really?
Sure.
Yeah? Again, this is stuff I know nothing about, so...
Yeah, if
I've
they
often
got a
wondered
cargo
that.
outfit doing it, that
Yeah.
they contract just for them, maybe the tour. I don't know how they do it, but just
I mean, I know, like I'm sure he has a keyboard that he prefers, or a guitarist has his or her own guitars.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I'm thinking like the big amps and the lighting and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the stage effects. Yeah, that'll all go on. Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And look at Bruce did with Iron Maiden for the one tour. He used a 7.5 painted up in all Eddie colors. Eddie's this skeleton.
Oh, Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson,
yeah.
the lead singer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he has a pilot's license.
He's a commercial rated pilot. Yeah.
Right.
And he also leased a 747 that was done up in Iron Maiden.
Yes, I
colors,
remember that.
Which, when I came into Kennedy, I was actually off that day. I'm like, I'm going in. And I went in so I can get pictures next to the airport. Because I'm parked right next to, my hangar there.
Oh,
And,
nice.
I didn't see Bruce or nothing. The plane was already there.
He was like, "Hey, get off my plane, fucker!"
But I had friends in England that flew with Bruce.
Really?
Bruce also, even though he was Iron Maiden, believe it or not, he flew for a commercial airline over there.
No kidding.
Called Astraeus. Astraeus
Really?
Airlines, yeah. He loves flying that much. He worked for this airline as a pilot.
Wow.
And I had some friends that flew with him.
That's like Airplane, the movie Airplane.
Yeah.
Hey, aren't you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah.
No.
No, look at you.
Same thing. Like, hey, aren't you Bruce Dickinson?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Dickinson.
I'd be like, can you sing "Run to the Hills" while we're flying?
He still does stuff in aviation.
Really?
Yeah.
And he could still sing too.
Oh
man.
yeah, in fact, he's coming around on his own. He's
Yes,
got his
I
own
heard
little
that.
thing I just saw the other day.
Solo stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was out of Iron Maiden for a while.
Yeah.
Then he came back. Travolta too, right? Isn't he? Doesn't he have a commercial?
He's commercially rated. Yep.
But has he ever actually worked for an airline or anything?
No.
No, he's just
No. I saw him when he had this thing with Qantas,
okay.
and he had a 707 that was done up in old throwback, Qantas colors.
Okay.
And he was doing some kind of tour with it for Qantas. So way back when he was here at JFK, the plane was parked over at the old TWA area because TWA was out of business.
Tony Walker Airlines.
Yes, Tony Walker Airlines.
Yeah.
Shitty airline. But, no.
Hey, I made my money. Fuck him.
Yeah, yeah. So there was a whole big press event, and I snuck over there during my lunch.
Of course.
During my lunchtime.
Of course.
And waited around with all the press and everybody, and I'm just weaseling my way in there, and then John Travolta comes out, and everybody's, saying hi to him. Guy was cool because he respects airline people, the mechanics and the ground staff. I'm standing there, my mechanic sheet says aircraft maintenance on it, and he looks over, he goes,
really?
Yeah. Was that to me? I was like, hey, cool. I thought that was like, and he's got these people surrounding him.
Yeah,
and
sure.
He saw me in my vest and all that, and he looks, he goes,
wow.
So I thought that was really cool. I didn't get the model of the plane, though. They were handing out models.
Oh, that's
you
cool.
see that you do, and I was like, oh, man, is there any more of those around? They're like, nah, man, they're all gone. I'm like, fuck.
I wonder what that goes for.
I don't know.
Well, all right,
I would have had him sign the box and just never opened it, of course.
Oh, you want him to sign your box?
Well, have a box, Tony. I got something that rhymes with box.
So Qantas. Wow. Oh, all right.
It's got to be the 707.
Oh, okay. 707 model. All right, not bad. Anywhere from $100 to $200. Not bad. Huh. Now.
Yeah, there it is.
Which one?
One? That one on eBay. Right there, down below that one.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what that's going for. $154.95. That is a cool model.
I'm pretty sure that's.
But now, and you think that's the model he was handing?
I think so.
But now, like Qantas a classic Qantas airplane, like people want to see that.
Well, some airlines now have gone to they'll take one airplane and put some throwback colors on it, from way back.
Okay.
And, but it was funny, we did that. America did that. We put our colors on there that I think we had in maybe the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. Was known as Astrojet. Somebody in the terminal, and they goes, wow, that's an old airplane. It was a brand new airplane. It just had the old colors.
So yes, it is.
And I just shook my head. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, don't go on it. The floor will fall.
Yeah,
so. Don't go on there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he seemed like another nice dude.
Yeah.
Travolta, yeah. So he doesn't fly commercially. He flies his own shit anywhere he wants to go.
Well, yeah, back in the days when my buddy Rob Safarth, who watches sometimes, when he worked at Republic Airport. Republic Airport, for those of you who aren't from around here, it's a smaller airport for strictly for private jets. Like we're talking like small Cessnas and that.
Well, they can get a 7.5 in there. They can get a 737 in there.
At Republic?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Even at the time Rob worked there? 'Cause it's got to be.
Well, when he was there,
yeah, 20,
that
30.
7.5 was just coming out, but the 7.3s.
Okay. Oh,
It's all about weight,
Okay.
weight and runway length.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Runway
Yeah.
length. I wouldn't think Republic Airport would have enough runway. Okay.
Yeah.
But he used to work. He used to work there for a long time. He worked nights, like overnights.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was awesome because the place would be empty. The management weren't hanging around. So I mean, he was working, but it definitely wasn't as stressful. Definitely wasn't as busy. So he would have some downtime. And I'm in my early 20s. I had nothing else going on. I wasn't married yet or had kids yet, so I would go there sometimes and hang out with them overnight and just hang out. And a lot of celebrities came through there too.
Oh yeah.
When they're private
And they
jets.
still do.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
they do.
If they got concerts at locally
Right.
and stuff.
And even a lot of sports teams that would
Islanders
come in
fly
there.
in
The
and out of
Islanders
there.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
That I remember well, seeing the various Islander players. And I think I've said it on here before. The nastiest celebrity that I've seen there, and Rob, and I used to hang out and wait to see for myself because Rob was always telling me, Kenny Rogers,
Really?
the nastiest son of a bitch.
Really?
Yeah, just not. And Rob used to see him regularly. I saw him, I think, once or twice. Never smiled, wouldn't even look at you. He was just a miserable son of a bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, and Rob said he was like that every single time. And even if you had to say something to him, I don't know, is this your bag? I don't know, whatever Rob would have to say to him. Like, he had an attitude like, I can't believe I have to now talk to you. Oh, yeah, he said he was just a prick every
That's
single
annoying
time.
to hear.
Yep. And Harrison Ford.
Him too?
Yeah, and I saw Harrison Ford myself. He was filming the movie Sabrina up in Glen Cove. Mm-hmm. And that's the garage I worked out of at the time in the phone company. The town is called Greenvale, but it's Glen Cove. It's like right there.
Yeah.
And we had to put some phone lines up on the set of the movie, and we saw him. Yeah, miserable prick. And then Robbie said it too. He was another one. Every single time he saw him, he was miserable.
Really? And I just saw a video of him the other day on the subway platform in New York City.
I saw that.
And talking.
Yeah, he was by himself, which was shocking to me. Yeah, gets on the subway, and then eventually I guess they started to recognize him. And he was sitting there having a pleasant conversation with the people. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, somebody had the phone right in front of him, so maybe he saw that and figured I better be nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hate when I hear that these certain people, you think, man, I hope they're really, and then you hear they're an asshole. And that's annoying.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, I saw Kenny Rogers once or twice there. He was a prick. I'm trying to think who else was a prick. There were definitely others, but
well, I didn't meet this one in particular. The agents at work were telling me the nicest person ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
No kidding.
And in Hollywood, they call him the nicest man in Hollywood.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He actually filmed a movie. The
right
high
here
school,
at the school.
and they used Governors as the holding area. For, like the wardrobe was here.
Oh, no kidding.
The food was here.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly he was here. I never saw him. I actually did go looking.
Yeah.
I didn't see him, but he was here.
Yeah. But I mean, and they said he's very approachable. Just talk to you. He's just there's no changing him. He is just the nicest person.
I'll tell you, the nicest celebrity I've ever met, and not only was he the nicest celebrity, he was just one of the nicest people I ever met. And you were with me the second time I met this man, Graham Nash. Such a super nice man.
Yeah, he was cool.
So we were together the second time I met him, and we've told the story before, but it's been a while.
I still have that cast.
Do you?
Yeah.
That was what, 96? Wow, that was almost 30 years ago.
96.
Holy shit!
Summer of 96.
Summer of 96, me and Jeff are going to see Crosby, Stills, and Nash at Jones Beach. And that day, I was in my truck at the phone company driving through Garden City, New York, which is a town on Long Island, but it's known to have money. Like, you have to have, money to live in this town. And
sports people live there.
Yes.
Stock market people, actors.
Yeah, Susan Lucci lives in Garden City.
Susan Lucci lives there.
So, and there's a hotel called the Garden City Hotel. I mean,
very swanky.
Yeah, as soon as you see the place, you're like, okay, that's money. I'll never have a room in there.
No.
A lot of people that play locally will stay at this hotel. So I was in my phone company truck the day of the show, just coincidence, and I'm driving by the hotel, going wherever I was going, and standing outside the hotel, because I'm a geek, I recognized their drummer. This guy, Joe Vitale is his name.
Joe Vitale. Yeah.
He's played with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. He's played a lot with Joe Walsh. He's been around.
Yeah.
So I recognized him. So I saw him, and I was like, oh, okay, this is where the band is staying.
Yeah. Huh.
So that night we go to the concert. How did you mess up your leg?
Motorcycle.
So you had a cast on. So
Cast on my right leg below the knee.
right. So I remember saying to you after the show, they're staying at the Garden City Hotel. So you were like, let's go meet the band. I want them to sign my cast. In '96, so we're 26.
Yeah.
You weren't married. I think I may have still been married, or was I in between?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we were still married, but we were kind of on the outs. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I don't have to rush home. Let's go to the hotel and see if we can meet the band. Now the hotel has a big long driveway and it's a slope to get to the entrance. And that's just like the buses and the limousines. That's where people just get dropped off. And the parking lot is not very big. Plus, I guess it was just full.
It's got that grassy knoll in
Right.
front of it.
So
that's not a hill.
it's got the half moon, but it comes down, and then in the middle of the moon is grass. So, but it goes down.
It's a hill.
Yeah, it is a hill. So just as we pull up in front of the hotel, just as we're getting to the hotel, we see the tour bus is now entering this driveway. So you're like, they're here. So I just pulled over as soon as I can. Luckily, I just found a spot like on the side of the road, and we park it on the cast. He's running down this hill. I had 2 legs at the time, but I was a pretty good runner, but I couldn't even keep up with you. You were flying down that hill.
Luckily, I was the cast was going to be coming off very soon, so I was rather healed.
Right.
So I was able to do that.
Now, so you made it down there. And it was perfect timing.
Oh, yeah.
They were all coming off the bus.
The next bus came in because Graham and Stephen Stills were on different buses.
Yes, right. Now, Stephen Stills I had never met, so you got the autograph. And I remember he was very quiet, but he did sign it.
Oh, yeah, because I remember he was like, you actually said to him, I didn't even say, you were like, hey, can you sign my buddy's cast? And Graham,
oh, really? I don't even remember that.
Graham Nash was like, yeah.
Yeah, Graham Nash, I remember, was like all for it.
Yeah, and then Stephen Stills came off. He goes, oh, yeah, no problem. And Stephen Stills got literally down on his knee.
Yes.
And I'm leaning on Stephen Stills like this with my leg up so he could sign it.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. And he was cool.
I
didn't know at that time that him and I share a birthday. I wish I knew that. I didn't know that.
Stephen Stills, underrated. You never hear.
God, he's such an awesome guitarist.
Oh yeah, you talk about great guitarists, great musicians, great songwriters. He's never mentioned. Another one, late '60s, early '70s. The man could do no wrong.
He's one of my favorites.
One of my favorites too, and
favorites.
I have everything he's done. Even like guest appearances on other albums, soundtracks, B-sides. I have all of it. He's one of my absolute favorites.
I love that album, Stephen Stills, the one with it's the snow covered
first
album
one.
with him on it. Love that album.
Stephen Stills and Stephen Stills 2 are just amazing, and then the Manassas albums. Holy crap! Then he kind of went downhill for a while, but. And of course his work with CSN in the early '70s, and even Buffalo Springfield.
Yep.
Just amazing stuff. I don't remember. I vaguely remember asking him to sign the cast, but then Nash and Crosby were on the separate bus. I don't remember.
No, there was no Crosby. Remember, you said to Graham or Steven, I forget, well, both of them, because they both really now they were there at the same time.
Right.
When Steven signed. And we were like, "Where's Crosby?" And they're like, "Oh, he's probably doing laundry in his trailer or his bus or whatever."
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, so we never saw him?
No, Crosby, no, nope.
Oh, all right.
I only have Nash and Stills on my cast.
Oh, okay. So I must be confusing that because I did meet him the first time I met Nash. I met Crosby and Nash. So okay, but what I remember though, so I remember Stills getting on his knee. Then I remember Graham coming over. And I do remember, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he ask you how you broke your leg or something?
He might have. I don't remember.
I seem to remember there was a little bit of conversation.
Yeah.
And I had, like I said, already met him, so I wasn't really making a fuss. And I, figured, all right, let the two of them have his, let their moment. And he was saying goodbye to you, shook your hand, and then all of a sudden he just starts shaking hands of everybody around him. And I'm off probably a good 10 feet, but
Like
I
there
was
wasn't a lot of people there.
no,
either.
it was hardly anybody
yeah,
there.
it was like we had them to ourselves.
And he was, and because he was saying goodbye to everybody, even though I was like 10 feet away, I was like the only guy, like the last guy. So he came to me and shook. I was like, that really impressed me. Like you're taking the time to. Although I've been trying for years to get him on this show, and the only time I had a response was when I was told that I needed to pay if I wanted to get him on
For
here,
Nash
to get
or
him on here.
Stills?
For Nash.
For Nash.
And that really turned me off. However, at the time, one of his sons was running his business affairs, and that's who I was talking to. Graham Nash no longer talks to any of his kids. So I don't know who runs his stuff now, but when I have reached out to him since, I haven't gotten any response.
Yeah.
But he is playing in the Hamptons in July.
Yeah.
But it's
That's a
300
lot of money.
It's $300 for a ticket, so no.
No.
But I might try to see if I can get him since he'll be on the island. You know,
Yeah.
hey, can we get something going? I would love to talk to him.
Yeah.
He's another great guy. But all right, so when I met Crosby the first time, he didn't say a word. He came out of the bus. Oh, you know what it was? Somebody wanted their car signed. Somebody had some kind of fancy car, and they autographs by all sorts of musicians.
Really?
So I remember Graham Nash came. They were both on the bus already, like they were leaving. I think it was Westbury Music Fair, and I was back there, and some guy was like begging, can they come out just before you leave? Can they come out and sign my car? So Graham came out first, and he's checking out, and he's asking questions, talking, giving us time.
Yeah.
Crosby came out, didn't say a word to anybody. He wasn't like a dick, but he just didn't say anything. He came out, signed it, shook a few hands, went right back in. He didn't say a word. I was like, all right, not a dick, but not.
He just got done doing a show. Maybe,
It's all coming back to me now. It was also, because he had his drug issues. He had, well-documented
Booze.
drug. Yeah, he was a mess for a long time. Then he cleaned himself up, and he rebounded. And then it was the mid-'90s where, after like probably 20 years of sobriety, he got arrested for pot. And it was like a week later. And I remember people yelling to him about it. I remember thinking to myself, none of your fucking business.
Yeah, shut up.
Leave the guy alone. But
Crazy.
Great musicians, man. I love their music. Love their stuff.
Another of the friendliest in Hollywood,
Yeah.
Henry Winkler.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Love that. I've met him twice.
Yeah.
My friends got pictures with him. I never asked. I was like, nah. And then I see, again, later, at another time he came through, I wasn't there. Like, oh, yeah, he's taking pictures and everything.
Oh, wow.
But I was impressed because the first time he went, the guy I was working with that day, this guy Tim, I had to change the coffee maker in the back. It was leaking, so I changed the coffee maker. My friend Tim's up there gabbing with him. I'm in the back, he's gabbing with Henry Winkler. And it's just very, personable. So, but I met him that day. I talked, and, we're like, thank you for, all the entertainment. And he's like, no, thank you. He goes, it's you guys that watch this stuff and enjoyed it. That's what's made me so lucky in where I am today and stuff.
Oh, wow. That's
so
nice.
2 weeks later,
Yeah.
he's going out. He's leaving to go to L.A.
Okay.
And he comes on the plane. I was there doing something on that one. So he sees me. He goes, hey. I said, hey, Mr. Winkler. He goes, how you doing? I said, you remember me? He goes, of course I do. You were fixing my plane a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow. That's
Shakes
cool.
my hand, gives me the bro hug. Actually, how you been? Everything okay? I said, yeah, everything's good. Good to see you again. Take care.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, he was so, that to me, that was the nicest guy in Hollywood. But, I hear Hugh Jackman blows him away, and I find that hard to believe.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Hugh Jackman blew him away. I've talked about it here before on the show, but I've been told, well, this was a few years ago, that Billy Joel remembered me. Because we had.
I
met
remember
him
you
a few
said, yeah.
times.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if I believe it, but that's still kind of a cool thought.
Yeah, I can't believe all these years I've never met him.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
That really annoys me.
Very nice guy. At least in my experience. He was a nice
as long
guy.
as you don't talk about music.
That was pretty much the case, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least when I met him, yeah, he wanted nothing to do with it, which is fine. We had others. They were, it's still a pleasant conversation, and it was cool. And I can still say I, hung out with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So bear with me here. I'm just, I'm getting myself set up. We are being joined by the Bad Moms of Comedy in a few minutes.
Oh, about 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, the Bad Moms of Comedy. They're playing here at Governor's tonight. I don't know why I said it like that. Tonight. But, yeah, They're playing. You can see them tonight here at Governor's. So and they're great. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, and they'll be joining us in a few minutes. So yeah, I was just setting that up. So.
You know, now the text I sent you a few weeks ago, and of course I'm not going to divulge what the text was about on the air because we're going to hold that off for a while about that guest we might get during the summer. I'm looking forward to that.
I have an update on that.
You do,
but you don't want to talk about it on the air.
Well, I mean, because I figured if it's going to happen, we can keep it as a surprise.
Okay.
But it's up to you.
All
It's your
well,
show.
All right, no, it's fine. We'll keep it as a surprise. But I will tell you that my brother took it upon himself.
I was going to say, did he fuck it up on us?
I thought he was going to, but he didn't.
Okay.
He reaches out to me. He goes, "Hey, I reached out to the same person about coming on the show," and immediately I'm like, "Son of a bitch, Jeff already did." So I wrote to him. I said, "Jeff already did that. Please, because then I'm thinking this guest is going to be like, who are these people bombarding me about this damn show?" Right. So he said, "All right, I'll leave it alone." I was like, "Thank you." Yeah, I mean, he didn't know, but
yeah.
But then he got a response and a tentative date. In July sometime. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll keep you.
And
updated.
I think that's about the time she was saying.
Yes, and that's what I said to him. Yeah. Jeff already reached out. The guest said, late spring, early summer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he actually got like an actual date, not like sometime in July, like an actual date. And I want to say July 10th. I'm not sure if I have that right. But yeah, so
did he do the same channels I did through?
I have no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
How he did it, I don't know. I just know that he did it. So yeah, so we'll see. So Dear God is watching. He says, "Hello, Mr. Tony and guest." Hello, Mr. Dear God. Fremder, stop ruining my jokes. What do you mean? What did I do? Never mind. I guess I ruined my own jokes. I don't know what we're talking about. Mickey, what you should just say, Tony. We do not know who comes in. Just turned out in a find out it will be a surprise. What? Okay. Fremder, wait a minute. Part-time love, not about a midget. Fremder, TWA, Trans World Airlines. I guess we know what happened to that one. Too much. Oh,
oh God. I'm not even seeing it yet, but I already know where that's going just by hearing. Yeah.
Rusiello, don't they rent the equipment in every location? Is that right? So if you're playing, say, New York, and then you're going to Connecticut, you rent you don't take the equipment around with you? I didn't know that. Dear God.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't you have a different co-host for Fridays? Yes, dear God, we normally have Rosie. Rosie couldn't make it today. Jeff offered to come in, so I said yes. Jeff is our Monday guy, along with now Tyler joins us on Mondays. But yeah, Rosie wasn't coming in. Jeff offered, so I said, yeah, why not? Which worked out nicely because, guests were canceling. Guests, we're still not sure if Chris Thomas is coming. Hopefully the Bad Moms of Comedy join us. No, this is not a Monday rerun, dear God. That would be impressive if this was a rerun, but yet we're reading your comments. Fremder, not really sure why it's called a box unless they're referring to how it looks before you unfold it. Maybe more like a wet piece of cardboard. Oh, God, Fremder. Sports Bash. You guys should do a podcast about women's sports and call it Sports Gash. Oh, my goodness. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. They'll all be stills eventually. Yes, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Carol's watching. Hi, Carol.
Carol. I was wondering the other day where she's been.
Yeah, but she's been around.
Well, maybe not a lot on Mondays. She's missed a few Mondays, I think.
Carol, when are you heading over to Florida? Isn't the show? Isn't the gallery showing this Monday? Unfortunately, I cannot make it. I was trying to get my ducks in a row so that I can take a cheap flight down there because her son is in. It's Autism Awareness Month, and there's an art gallery showing work from people purely on the spectrum. And this gallery where it's taking place is right in the town that John Russillo lives in.
Oh, no kidding.
So Carol's going, of course, to support her son. Her son has a piece or two in the gallery. And I do believe John is going to meet them at the gallery. And,
cool.
Yeah. So, so that is kind of cool.
That's cool.
And I was hoping to get down there. What better to hang out with Carol and John.
I wonder if John's going to make her a tasty steak in the barbecue.
I bet he is. Well, it's Carol, her husband, and Carol's son. And her husband, I've said on here before, just such a super nice guy. Great guy. His name is Mike Miner. Just a great guy. And I know him and John would hit it off. Like, I know. He would appreciate a big steak from John. Plus, they both have their health issues going on that they could probably compare notes with. Just two great guys that would probably both of them are like the type of guys you just feel like you've known them forever.
Right.
So no doubt they'll hit it off.
Cool.
So I would have loved to have been a part of that. Damn it. Let's see. Bosie, you're finally going to get Jessica Curson on. Yeah, you think? I don't think so. Jessica Curson is a comedian. Mm-hmm. She used to have a show in here. And we used to... when Sally was here, Sally would engineer her show. And they became friendly. They became friends. They would talk outside of here and stuff. And then she was doing a show here, and so Sally said, well, come on my show. Like I do with Tony, come on my show, and we'll promote it. So she said yes. And this was like a few weeks leading up to her appearance in the club. So I think it was like 3 or 4 Wednesdays in a row. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll come in Wednesday. And then she canceled or just didn't even show. Mm-hmm. Then she's like, oh, Sally, I'm sorry, next Wednesday. And this went on. And then her show at the club came and went, but Sally was still bugging her. You got to come in. And it became a running joke with those that were watching at the time. This is going back a few years. But it just became a thing, like, and it was always Wednesday. So every Wednesday, everybody like, Jessica Curson coming in? It turned out to be at least 6 times, 6 sticks in my head, but it might have been 7 times where she said she was coming in and then didn't show up. And to this day has never shown up. So that's what Bosie's talking about.
Good.
Greg Halverson is watching. Hello, Greg. Greg Halverson, Knockem Dead Comedy did a show last night, a private gig, a custom job where I had to write something specifically for the group we were performing for, and it went extremely well. Some of the cast were a little nervous because they felt we were a little under-rehearsed, but it went beautifully. We had a great time, and Greg was in the cast last night. Greg was fantastic as always. Greg is having back issues, and he has not been getting around well, but he pushed it, and he made it. He made sure he got there last night. And I feel bad. He said he was feeling a little sore after, but he still made it, and he made it happen, and he was great. So thank you, Greg, and thanks to the whole cast. We had a lot of fun. Carol, this weekend, show opening Tuesday. Very nice. Have a safe trip.
Yeah, enjoy.
Make sure you get that free steak from John, whether he's cooking it or taking you out. If he's cooking it, great. If he's taking you out, he'll pay. So take full advantage. And make sure you get a lot of drinks and, just run that bill up. My daughter's going to see...
Felipe Esparza.
Oh, yeah. He's a comedian. I don't know much about him, but, I know who that is. Going to see him tonight. Very nice. I hope she has a good time. From there, Freddie Mercury, born a front man, died a back man. Crosby, Stills, and cast. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're... so, speaking of great comedy shows, the Bad Moms of Comedy are playing in the Giggle Room here at Governor's tonight in Levittown. We are waiting their arrival. They're going to be Zooming in with us any second. So, we're just waiting on them. And possibly Chris Thomas will be joining us. If you're just tuning in, Scott Baker, unfortunately, is sick, so he wasn't able to come in. He was our scheduled guest. And Rosie, our usual Friday co-host, she's had quite a week. So, and we wish her well. We hope she's okay. For those of you who don't know, her wedding gown business. Her wedding gown business? Her bridal
store.
Her bridal boutique,
yes.
had a fire. And, so...
Big losses, but all the brides
Yeah,
that ordered. Everybody is none of that was
from
damaged.
what I understand, right?
Just the samples were,
and I'm sure just the samples and the building itself,
it's tons of money,
right?
God for insurance,
and I'm sure it's a stressful, crazy time.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
Yeah, so all of our best to her. And then she posted something too about jury duty. I think she had jury duty this week or something.
I think so, something like that.
So so I'm sure she's just had a crazy week. So hopefully things are calming down. Hopefully she gets a break where she can just sit and relax. I think I think maybe I'll massage her next week when she's here.
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna need one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the least I can do. I'm her friend.
Yes. What are friends for?
Exactly. Romeo, told you before, you're not scaring me, Walker. You would love to host Carol and family. Carol, thank you for your kind words. Sorry I have missed you guys. Been busy with clients, so I can have a vacay. Yeah, have a great time in Florida. I hope the galleries is fun. Hope getting a meal from John is fun. And congratulations to your Zach for having a piece or two in the
Big congrats.
In the
Pass
gallery.
that on.
Please take a lot of pictures and send them over, and we'll show them on the show here. So Zach's a great kid. So, all right.
Speaking of John Steaks,
Yeah.
which I know nothing about except you had them in a tasty. Last night I made filet mignon on the grill.
On the
I
grill.
never made it myself before.
You've never made a filet mignon yourself?
No. I was always afraid. Well, they were always expensive as shit.
Well,
number
yeah.
one, but I got them from a meat market in Farmingdale. They were on sale.
Oh, I remember you had mentioned that to me. Yeah.
A 10-pack.
10-pack.
A 10-pack for $40.
Wow.
And they were nice 4-ounce. So I said, all right. So I watched a couple videos real quick on what people might do for the grill. Because they're thicker, so you want to make sure you got it,
Yep.
Because a family, I like a medium rare. They like a more medium and whatever. So I took out of the 10, I took one and tested on the grill just instead of putting all 10 on it.
Yeah, right.
Screwing them all up. So anyway.
Yeah.
So what I found, I picked the one I think would taste good. So I drizzled some avocado oil all over them. Just drizzle them, just kind of, just a little drizzle. And then I did a little salt, a little pepper, and some garlic powder. Right? On the grill.
Well, if that's what makes you happy. All right.
Oh, my God, dude. These things. Oh, my God. They were unbelievable.
See,
I did the first one, the test one. I did 3 minutes on each side. And it needed just a little more.
Okay.
So I did 4 minutes on each side. For me, it was absolutely delicious.
At what temperature?
I heated that grill up. I just waited till it got to about 500.
Okay.
And then I put them in there, and I closed it and didn't open it until 4 minutes was up, and I flipped them.
Oh, that sounds too short for me. But you're saying it came out
So
good.
well,
Okay.
I went from the 3 to 4.
Yeah.
And that was perfect for me. It was a little too rare for Mary and Gracie.
Yeah.
Sophia liked it the way I had it, which is not her norm. But it was,
So how much longer did you have to cook it for them?
well,
or you didn't?
I didn't because I figured
Like,
they
you'll
were
take it and you'll like it.
they weren't home.
Oh.
So they were going to do, unfortunately, what everybody does, and it's not the greatest thing because it ruins everything. They were going to microwave it when they got home. So I figured, let me leave it because it's going to cook their insides a little more, and it's bad enough it's going to be. But what am I going to do? What are they going to do? But they didn't.
They didn't.
They didn't because they only got home like 20 minutes later after everything was done. So she's like, I was good enough. But she goes, it was too rare. I said, well, I left it like that for you guys because I thought you were going to heat it up when you got home and it would have cooked it more. I didn't want it to be overcooked.
No. You see,
but yeah, I know where you're going.
if she was going to throw it in the grill, that constitutes a beating. I'm sorry, but it does.
But you can deal with that, and I got my money on my wife.
Well, I know you do. All right, hang on. I see Orly is there. Hang on, Orly. I'm just getting cameras
they're
and
here?
stuff set
All
up.
right.
Yep.
They snuck in on us.
Hang on a second. Let's see. I gotta do that. Gonna do this. I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna go like that. Okay. And okay, I think we're good to go. Orly, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Very nice. So,
I'm always loud. I don't know if I'm always clear, but thank you very much.
well, loud is a good thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you
and
do come through loud, yeah.
Good, because my kids say I'm the loudest person on the planet, so that'll be great. That's perfect.
well, I wasn't talking about anything that had to do with kids, but
No, good.
but all right. But Orly G is here from the Bad Moms of Comedy. How are you, Orly?
I am good, and it's Orly KG. You can't forget the K.
K.
That
My
makes it look
apologies.
Amazing, and I apologize. This is what you're going to get looks wise today.
Looks good to me, man.
Man. That's
Looks-
pretty close. Yeah.
No, I wasn't calling you a man. I'm just, we're guys. We
Yeah,
say,
man.
hey, dude, bro, man.
Yeah, man, looks good.
Arlie looks great. Arlie, now, yeah, and no, have no problems with the way you look. And I understand because I know you guys are exhausted. I've been telling everybody about, you guys had flight issues yesterday. But on top of the flight issues, you guys had a show last night, right?
Yeah, that's fine. The show is fine. It was just when a airline that rhymes with Delta canceled your flight at
I was
11
wrong.
o'clock at night.
Yeah.
When your flight's at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, no. And they're like, whatever. Listen, everybody here has been through the nightmare of travel. They don't need to hear about my bitching and moaning. So, I'm sorry. Can I swear?
Too late.
Fuck
you
yeah.
just did. No, of course you can. Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
I thought for sure you were gonna say JetBlue it.
no. See, I'm classy. I thought.
Gotcha.
If I do the Delta.
I'm
So,
glad
yeah,
she didn't say
anyways,
the one
Hope
I
might
work
be
for.
joining us. Avril is sleeping. We are exhausted, but but we're staying in Queens where us bad moms queens belong. So yeah. I love how I already offended your co-host. He's gone. He's like, bye.
He had enough. No, he's answering the door. We have some more joining us here in the studio soon. So we were just answering the door.
Oh,
Hi.
that's good. I'm joining. I'm like, I can't make it there. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I can't visit the deli next door.
And I did. I offered to buy you lunch.
And you did. You were such a sweetheart, Tony. Thank you.
Oh.
We just couldn't do it.
No, I get it. Believe me, I get it.
It's that gorgeous woman. Oh,
She is gorgeous, isn't she?
Oh,
she looks bathed in everything.
Bathed in everything. Yes, she is definitely
I could
bathed.
just shower.
She said, "Who is that gorgeous woman?" She said.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
That is Chris, and Chris, that's Orly.
Hi.
And give me a second so I can add Chris.
Is Orly?
Orly is part of the Bad Moms of Comedy,
thought so.
who are playing in the Giggle Room tonight.
That's great.
Is this your first time at Governor's?
This is my second time in Long Island ever.
On
Ever.
Long Island.
And from
Orly,
where?
you
Yeah.
gotta say on Long
we can't
Island
say-
or
we
you'll
can't-
be
okay,
deported.
on.
Yeah, it's
I'm
no
in.
in. We're on.
On.
We're
Okay.
on. So where'd you come in from?
Chicago.
Chicago,
Ooh.
Chi-Town. Nice.
Yeah, I have to put 7 A's in the Chicago to prove it to you. that I am.
Good town. That's a good town.
It's a great town.
Yeah.
It's a great comedy town, but your New York is unbelievable as far as comedy. So you guys have just the pick of the litter here. So we're honored to be here, of course.
Very, very, very true. Especially at Governor's, some of the biggest and the best started in this place, like Kevin James and Eddie Murphy started here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It really is. It's amazing.
Are we allowed to ask the name of the club that they were at last night?
Well, yeah, because the show already passed.
Okay, so where were you guys last night?
We were at the West Side Comedy Club.
How did it go?
It was fine. It was good. We're bad moms of comedy, and moms don't give themselves a night out until the last minute. So it was one of those things. And the spring break here just ended on Wednesday. So it was a little rough on timing, but we had a really good time. Everybody there had a great time because we're all about just saying, hey, listen, you gave yourselves a night out, right? And especially women, I'm like, I know at 5 o'clock they look at the clock and they're like, do I have to keep a bra on for this? And they did. I was so proud of them. So it was a good time.
But we're okay with them taking their bras off. We're all right with that.
Whatever makes them
That's
comfortable.
a big trend right now.
Whatever's more comfortable,
Right. And if they show up with no bra on, I'm even more proud of them. They're just going to go to Walmart after. They'll fit right in.
So tell me about the Bad Moms of Comedy. Let's go through the history a little bit. Is this your baby? Is this your idea?
It is. I started this 3 years ago this month. I was going to a bunch of open mics. I started comedy late. I mean, I've been an asshole my whole life. Oh, look at Mo's in the background. She's coming.
Oh,
I've been an
nice.
asshole my whole life, but when you go to open mics and they're all 20-year-olds talking about Pornhub and weed, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
the scariest thing for me is a 30-year mortgage. I'm like, you're gonna pay me for what? Sorry, and Mo's gonna just make some noise, get some cheese, just do what she does.
What's she doing
Get
back
your
there?
coffee, Mo. Get your coffee.
Murdered last night.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
She did. She was
Nice.
She was amazing. So Anyway, so I started this and we started just doing PTAs because we thought, give moms a night out. And then it just grew from there. So we've been doing theaters and comedy clubs, and I've been gathering women from all over the country. So we have like 90 women now that we choose from.
Oh, wow.
Good shows. And they're fantastic. And here is one of them right now, Ms. Mo Good. Hello.
Mo Good.
What's going on?
I need Mo Good all the time.
Everybody.
So do I.
Is Mo awake? She doesn't look like. Did you just wake up?
Yeah, I'm not a morning person.
Well,
she sent me 2 minutes ago 3 question marks. I'm like, I'm in the kitchen. Just
I heard you. I was like, what the hell?
but I hate to inform you, but it's just about noon, so it's not really morning anymore.
My morning.
She got 3 minutes of morning left.
We're on California time, so yeah.
My morning started at 2 p.m. So don't.
Wow, 2 p.m. Look at you guys living the life of like big time comedians. You're like sleeping in. Were you up partying all night, like with groupies?
Oh, we should have been.
No, we were drinking around the table like good moms.
Oh, very nice.
Thinking about our families. So it was,
Good answer.
yeah, exactly.
Now, do you by calling yourselves the bad moms of comedy? So is that like you have your Sebastians? Like he's got his target Italian audience, and they're super loyal to what he does. So is that the same idea? Like by calling yourself the bad moms, you're going after the PTAs? Like is that your target audience?
Chicago comic. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Amazing. Hello,
Of course.
shout out to Sebastian Maniscalco. Our thing is more of a play on words. Is every mom out there has a moment that we're like, I'm a bad mom, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're doing the best you friggin' can when you can. Dads have that too, but we're just like, you know what? I think a lot of women are tired of hearing dick jokes, and because we don't have one.
A lot of
it's separated, it's at home, and whatever. But so we just want, women are funny, so let's just gather
Agreed.
around and have a good time. And then when I called you, what did you think? What did you think, Mo? When you were like bad moms?
I didn't know what to think. I was like, oh, amazing, mom. I don't know. I don't know what these heifers talking about. No, I just didn't know what it was. I didn't realize that it was a collective of so many women in comedy. I liked that aspect. Because, you see a lineup and it's 7 men, and then they decide, hey, we need a girl on here.
A girl.
Yeah, we need a girl. And then they'll pick one of the 6 or 7 that they believe is, worthy. That lines with all women from just different walks of life, but still having the same human experience.
That is a weird thing, and we experience that here too. And it's just the way. I guess it's just the way it is. It just seems like there are more guys. And correct me if I'm wrong, but at least here it seems like there's just more guys doing it than girls. So it does. Then you
I'm going to protest that.
Okay.
There are more guys out there, and don't get me wrong when I say this, that have more confidence than the women do of putting themselves forth in front of producers. That they're like, but I haven't done 7 to 10 minutes. I'm like, these guys have done 7 to 12 minutes on stage, and they think that they're ready. I think women don't give themselves the opportunity to say, I'm ready. And this is Avril. Say hi to our gorgeous Avril.
Another bad mom.
Hi, bad mom.
How are you guys?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I mean,
Better.
really,
Much better.
Another one waking up
that is
just
new
now.
and none of us are showered. So, okay, I'm going to stretch this out. Whoa, shit. Sorry.
Mo just lost her coffee.
No, I did. I spilled something.
Oh, boy.
We're not even drunk.
Was it your vodka and tonic?
Anyways, so yeah, this is. Do you have a bra on?
I put a bra on.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Last night
All right,
we were
well, nice
comparing
talking
how
to you.
much our boobs have sagged. So yeah,
It's kind of like the reverse thing when you
I'm
measure your
working.
kids. When you measure your kids on the doorway, how they've grown. Ours is like the opposite, going down this way.
that's a good joke.
That is a good joke.
Okay.
Well, either way, I mean, they're still beautiful. But do you do the
Really are.
do you do the pencil test? Is that what they call it? The pencil test?
You're asking the wrong girl.
What do you mean?
Oh, I have like a.
Oh, to hold it under? Yeah, I can hold a marker.
I'm holding.
Can hold a marker.
Really? That's impressive.
Mo says she can hold a fifth of vodka underneath.
Well,
And then she does it. She has like a straw that just goes up. Perfect. She
Well-
decides TSA doesn't even notice.
pictures or it didn't happen. So Don't mind me. See, you guys aren't a morning people. I am. So,
How are you in comedy if you're a morning person?
well, because they stick me in this room instead of a stage. I'm like, please, let's just
To be a morning person.
let's get rid of this guy. Let's get him off the stage. What can we do? Oh, throw him in that studio that's out in the back of Governor's by the dumpsters.
You're like a
That's-
24-hour-a-day person.
I am. Yeah. I actually had a show last night myself, and then I'm in here. Yeah, I do comedy shows. I run the studio. I do my own show. I'm a little nonstop. I'm going to collapse.
Sometimes he's a
Go,
farmer.
Tommy, go.
That's right.
Sometimes he's Santa.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. I've done all those. Yeah.
All right. Can you reintroduce yourselves to the other two people?
Of course. So that's Chris on the end there. That's Chris. This is
Hi.
This is Jeff,
Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
and I am Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Was your show last night at the Governor's?
It was not at Governor's last night, but I performed here many times. I host a lot and stuff, and do some stuff here. And now none of you have ever been here before.
I have not. No,
I have not.
Wow. This is exciting. Are you guys aware of the there's a lot of history in this building.
No, it's on Long Island.
Okay, I love
Ah, thank you.
Yes,
On
Long Island.
Also in Levittown, a lot of history. Like Levittown itself, big history.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the first suburb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Every house is built the same. You never have to ask where the bathroom is.
This is
Come
true.
on,
Are
there's
you
things.
guys all from Long Island?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, actually, the three of us are from the same town. Actually,
We are
We're
from the same
Hicksville.
town.
Hicksville, Long Island. Yes.
Hicksville. Okay, so it's super close. Do you guys, Rockville Center?
Yes.
So I had an aunt who owned a specialty shop in Rockville Center.
A rich aunt. That's a rich neighborhood.
Right. Her name was Goldie, and it was called Goldie's or something, or Edna Knockem. That was the other one that owned it. And so if you're old and listening, you're like, oh my God, I remember those specialty shops. Those were my aunts.
Very nice.
There's Amy Schumer and David Teller from Rockville Center.
Yeah, but they're not my family.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying maybe they shopped at Goldie's shop. Is how I was trying to.
They
make the-
could have, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna text her right now. It's just like, you did you shop there? Anyways,
They might have shopped there.
You never know. You never know.
I'm sure.
So yeah, so this is kind of historic. The Bad Moms of Comedy making their Governor's debut.
That's very cool.
I was saying to Orly before the rest of you guys came on. Eddie Murphy started here at Governor's. Kevin James. There's just so many. Jackie the Joke Man, who used to be on Howard Stern. I don't know if you know him because now he's super old and used up. But
No, tell us how you really feel.
I'm
And that's probably the
joking.
day Jackie's
Long
listening.
Island. You get to see.
That's Long Island humor. Jackie's a friend. Trust me, he says worse things to me.
Yeah.
But he actually. It was actually his idea. This place was a regular club with music and stuff that was going to shut down because of noise issues. There's apartments behind us. So it was actually Jackie who said this would be a comedy club, and he was the first booker here. So, yeah, there's a lot of history in this building. So it's cool you guys are coming in.
Yeah, we're excited.
So where are you? I have to ask where you're staying.
They're in Queens.
Oh, at an Airbnb.
hell yeah.
Oh, okay. Where in Queens? Can I? I'm not coming over. I'm just
Jamaica.
where?
Jamaica?
It's called
Oh, you're in
Oh,
Jamaica.
yeah, you're actually not that far from us.
I'm in
What,
Floral.
half hour?
I live right close enough to there. But
Oh my
Just
God, you
be
should come
careful.
over. We have a hot
I
tub.
would have picked you up.
Did she just invite us to join her in the hot
I
tub?
think it was me.
so.
Oh, just you. Oh, damn it. All right. So Orly, are you this is your idea? So you do all the booking, like you did, and set up, the tours and whatnot.
Yep.
So how do you decide? Because, like you said, you have 90 comedians who are on your roster, so to
Wow.
speak. So how do you decide who's going where?
It's a Sophie's choice. It is. It is. I try to figure out who, because I
Regional.
know most of their sets, so I'm like, okay, this one has the high energy, and this one is the deadpan, and this one is this, and so I try to give something for everybody because everybody has a different parenting experience.
Sure.
We also put on single women on our show because I think they're fabulous and they don't get signed enough. So let's just give women who are incredibly funny amazing opportunities. So I just pick and choose, and we have fun. So you're not always going to see Mo, and you're not always going to see Avril. You're not always going to see me.
Oh, really? You don't even put yourself in every single one of them?
I'm starting to not do because we're doing too many, and I'm like, I need to have a downtime. So I picked out other hosts.
It's a good problem to have, though, huh?
Crossing, fingers crossed. Yes.
We're pulling for you. Very nice. Yeah. Do you I mean, to have 90, I guess some of them, like Jeff said, regional. So is any of it based on local? Like, I know, actually, yeah, you have Kara.
Amore is coming tonight. You guys, she's yours. She was born on Long Island.
Oh, yeah, she's still part of the
now she's
local
getting
scene.
it.
Yeah, she's part of the local scene here, yeah.
Yeah, she was great.
She was great last night.
We had the same jacket, so I was like, we have matching jackets.
Accent. She
This
was
is
like, I
fun.
gotta make sure.
Yeah,
my
I'm like,
core-
I love your accent. She's like, I love your accent. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
I gotta make sure my core's still there. I said, yo, what? She's like, my core. I was like, yo, car.
Yeah, if she was there with you right now, she'd be talking about her coffee.
Yeah,
coffee talk. Yeah, I told her she reminded me of the Long Island medium.
Who
my neighbor.
who is also from the same town as
That's
us.
my neighbor.
I believe her, and we were talking about Kate McKenna doing the impersonation of her and how funny it is. So,
Yeah.
What happens in y'all town? Y'all got mediums and comics and
It's
water.
Right.
They used a lot of chemicals. It used to be farmland, so it used a lot of chemicals in the early,
Yep.
so it
Yeah.
seeped into the water, and there you
Yeah,
go.
there's towns like that in Chicago. There's
Right, so you just got lead poisoning like the rest of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of lead poisoning, if you hear anything that sounds like fireworks where you are, it's
Yeah.
not.
It's gunshots.
Okay? You are in Jamaica. It's not fireworks.
It's
Okay.
never
But it is.
Moving on.
It could be part of Eid. They also blow
Yeah.
off fireworks for Eid, which you probably don't have. Like, just duck.
Yeah.
Just duck is
duck.
basically
Just get
what
down.
we're
Just
telling
hit the
you.
floor.
Yeah.
Just hit the floor.
We have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only
fireworks.
Yeah, usually
Nope.
the fireworks are just in the summer a few times, but if you hear it
you
any
hear
other
it-
time outside of July, you know what it is. You hit,
If I hear
you hit-
1, 2, 3, and then nothing else, I'm like, that was gunshots. If
You
I
hit
hear
the
1, 2,
ground.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm like, that was fireworks.
A system.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
Morse
They
code.
usually don't.
Jake.
Yeah.
It's like the little shot spotter.
Yeah.
Took those down, but we
They
still
took it
have
down.
them mentally.
I've done enough talking. Talk to these amazing, hysterically funny friggin' women.
Absolutely, and believe me, you're all great. I've done my research. I've looked at videos and stuff. You're all fantastic, and I love the whole idea, the whole thing, and yeah, I do think it's going back to what we were talking about before with women. I do think it's unfortunate that we need to like showcase and say like girls of comedy or women, like anything to do with women. It's because like you said, a lot of times it's male dominated shows, and then they throw in 1 or 2 token women just so they don't get in trouble, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's a shame that we have to like single you guys out instead of that you're not part of the norm. Am I making sense? I hope.
You are making sense. And here's the thing. You just did a show last night, Tony. How many women were in your audience? If you were to do a percentage.
Oh, in the audience? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
90%.
Yeah, it was. Actually, it probably was 90%. Actually, no joke.
And how many women were on your lineup?
It was half actually. There were,
Good.
there were four of us, and two guys, 2 girls.
Good.
There you
And
go.
so my thing is just look at your audience. If your audience is of color, then make sure you have color on your stage. If your audience has different genders and different everything, just represent what's here. And it's not that hard. I mean, we're available.
Right.
And again, I keep talking. I'm on my soapbox. I'm going to get off. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's actually another question I had. Based on where you are, based on, in this case, New York, do you guys ever have to change any of your material based on where you are to make it more relatable, or as opposed to like the city or bumfuck farmland or something?
Chicago, don't.
I didn't say that.
Chicago. Smaller town.
Okay.
You know what? I don't think.
I tell you. No,
I don't think we really do, because although we are based out of Chicago, we don't have a local mindset, so to speak. Like when you do Chicago crowds, there are certain things that you can't say that only Chicago understands. But when you start doing, shows in other places, you'll realize your local humor, they have no idea what you're talking about. So you can't even go on the road and do those jokes. So I think none of us got in the habit of actually even speaking that way on stage or making people feel left out. The point of comedy is to be relatable. I know one thing Everybody goes to a store. Mostly everybody in here got a kid, and we talk about things that just like
People can relate to the most. Yeah.
I think too. I mean, not to tout Chicago too much, but what I like for me as a company from Chicago, I'm a city girl and I'm from the city, but it's also we're in the Midwest, so we have that Midwest vibe. I think a lot of us of the comics who are from Chicago. So when we go to smaller towns and then when we go to the city, it crosses over. It's amazing to see, talking about. There were a couple of things I noticed in smaller towns like Nebraska and stuff. I have like a joke about Zumba. They're like, "What's Zumba?" And then I'm like,
Wow.
"Oh, okay, it's it's aerobic." And they're like, "Oh, jazzercise." I'm like, "Yeah, jazzercise." So little things. And that was when I was so now I'll look up in the town like, do they have Zumba classes here? If I'm going to do that joke, or if they don't have Zumba classes, what is it? Jazzercise, like
Right.
stuff like that. So you make a little adjustments, but like Mo was saying, a lot of it I think is just like universal, problems with your kids, problems with your husband, or
Aging, being
Right.
a woman.
it's a lot of it is stuff that is kind of a shared community. Being as a woman, I guess, it would be.
And the audience last night, they were fun because New York City is made up of a lot of different. It's very diverse. Plus, you have a lot of tourists, so sometimes you don't know what you're getting.
Interesting. I felt yesterday, and I didn't really it come to me till like this morning. Was and it was just this crowd. Yesterday was the first time I performed in New York, so only from that experience. But I noticed they really, and it was a lot of locals in the crowd yesterday.
Oh, okay.
They really like the crowd work, and you almost had to do crowd work to kind of get them a little bit out of themselves, like
Yeah.
So I found that interesting because you'll perform in some places where there's no crowd, they don't want to do crowd work, they shut it down, they're like, and then you're like, okay, it's too much time being quiet, no one's giving me a response, I got to go on with just jokes. But they like you could pull it out of them, and they wanted to, and so you had that nice kind of back and forth with this New York crowd yesterday. So that was really cool to see.
That's the thing we talk about it a lot around here. Because of TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts, that's all that gets posted, or this crowd work and back and forth, or people throwing things, some people they come to comedy shows thinking that's the norm now, that's almost what they're expecting, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, that disgusting. They want this real quick, microwave comedy. They want you to like, why would you get dressed? Actually wash your ass, not be musty. Put on clothes, find food for your kids, leave your husband, whatever you're doing. Why would you do all that to come to a show to be talked about?
Right.
It offends me because I'm an artist. I have real material. I don't have to sit here and talk to you. I can go for however long I need to go without ever talking about you. But if you say something,
then you're
the whole show is
well said, Mo. Right there. Well said. Nice job. I like that.
I'm curious.
Brilliant at that.
I really do not like that. But also because we know what kind of crowds we're getting because of TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, we have to find like a nice balance between crowd work and your material. I find a way, and I know I see them do it too. We all found a way, like this kind of bridge between the crowd work into our material. We can go back and forth, unless you want to burn the bridge and the people, whatever.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's a different skill set that I think we've all, picked up, that we've all worked on.
Agreed.
I was just curious because she said some of the things they'll talk about. There's like problems with family, problems with kids, and then she said problems with husbands. So I'm kind of curious, what kind of problems could husbands?
Married?
What?
Are you married?
Are you a husband?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Jeff is married.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, you broke up there.
No, I mean, obviously, men, go through aging like women do, right? So there's, physical problems that men go through, and I talk about that in some of my sets, and it's just part of life, you know what I mean? But you don't get rid of them because of it, damaged goods. You stick it out and you work it together, and because we all got issues, So that's one of the things with.
Are you trying to say that you're just perfect and she doesn't have issues?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just
I feel like we should get Jeff's wife on the tour with you ladies and really find out what the hell's going on.
She's pretty funny. I gotta say.
Well, that was one of my questions. So, Orly, how do you find, like, how did you build that 90-woman roster? Like, how do you find the comedians?
One woman at
when,
a time.
when I am determined, I will find them. I scoured. Well, first of all, I talked to all of the amazing comics in Chicago. They gave me names. They gave me names of people outside of the city. Then I started researching, like, who do we have that is not applying yet, that needs to apply? That's awesome. And trust me, they're out there. These women.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. And I think something happens with women when we have kids that we're like, well, maybe I can't do the comedy career anymore. Because, you know, like Amy Schumer, as an example, she had this huge career before she had it. For her. Well, some people are still struggling, and then they have a kid and they're like, I don't know if I can do both. I want them to do both because they can. One of our comics, this is a great story. She gave birth in her bathroom because her doctor said she wasn't in labor.
Yeah, Leah, right?
Leah, yes.
Yeah, baby.
Leah.
And I talked to her that night after she gave birth. She goes, it was traumatic. It was horrible. Oh my God. I go, honey, God just gave you the best 10 minutes of comedy that no one can touch.
Yeah.
Now she murders stage with this story because it's hysterical. I'm like, it was totally worth it.
I
know you're horrified. Like, but it's amazing. So I'm like, but would that woman have done comedy if she didn't have Bad Moms of Comedy beforehand? Because now she has kids and now she's super busy. And it's like, but I want to give them opportunities because they deserve it and they're funny.
Is it hard to get like both of them with you to travel because of the mom life? Do you have to rely a lot on local people?
My kids are still in the car. Like I will leave them at the airport. Like they drove back to Chicago and they'll come back. No,
pick her up tomorrow.
You know what? I know we all have older kids.
My kids are.
And I think most women have like a village. You know what I mean? Like my sons are 6 and 9, and they're on their own. You ask me, but still. Like my mom, my family, they're very supportive of my career. So like if I'm gone during the week or whatever, they'll go to school, they'll find, like, I think we all kind of have that balance, and Orly understands if you don't, that's why she'll reach, are you available for this? And she'll do, Orly is so, let me tell you, this is the most organized person I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
She just sent me an email to tell me that this was going to be in Zoom. She sent me an email for that.
And you were just in the other room.
Right.
Yeah.
But like she'll tell you ahead of time. The date,
That's
the time, what number you are in the lineup, where the housing situation. She tells you everything that you can't even, there's nothing that can go wrong besides, you know.
See, that's a mom thing. Mom.
Exactly.
Well, can I ask you, do you think that you get, like, are you hesitant to do it, or maybe the other potential comics are hesitant to do it because they feel like it's going to reflect on their kids are going to give them shit, their husband's going to give them shit, like, I can't get up there and talk about my vibrator because my kids will be horrified. I don't know what you talk about, but I'm just assuming there's a vibrator at some point comes up in the conversation, like, I can't get up to talk about that because my kids will be do
You can talk about it here, though.
Well, my kids are I don't have one about a vibrator, but I am very, my kids are older. They're both in their 20s, and even jokes about my husband, I'll write them out, but I sit down with them and I'm like, look, this is like the topic. Can I explore this? And then when I get the joke up on its feet, can I run it by you and see? So every joke I've ever done about my kids or my husband, I've done that. One of my favorite jokes, my husband helped me actually write. Because I wanted his perspective of how I'm going to be talking about him. And he's like, oh my, yeah. And what about this? I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I'm going to add. Oh yeah, the 2-man joke.
My God,
he helped me write it. So I try, because I don't want them. Sometimes they'll pop in, like my kids will come in with their dates or something, or they're in the show, and I would hate for them, and I don't know they're in the audience, and I'm saying a joke, and they're like, "What did you do, Mom?"
And same with
true.
That's pretty good.
My kids are teenagers. They're figuring how they're going to be adults. And I'm like, all right, I will. My son is fine. He's like, say whatever you want. My daughter's like, no.
Yeah.
And my husband is like, maybe, and he'll think about it. And then he says yes. And so, because here's the thing, I don't want people to make a negative perception of my family because they're awesome people. Make a negative perception of me. That's fine. But honestly, don't you have the same issues with you do a joke about your wife? Don't you ask her?
I don't ask anybody. anybody. I have jokes about my mom, my family, about so, and they'll come and watch the show like, "Oh, I like that joke. Do that joke specifically." Like, I don't ask anybody permission for my art because this is my trauma. Okay.
Nobody else's.
We have a guy that's a regular here at Governor's. His name is Ivory. He's such a great comedian. He's very funny. He's got a lot of energy, and he does a lot of crowd work. And he'll pick on everybody. And he has. I don't want to say flirts, but he definitely interacts with women a lot, and he might say things that, a little sexual. But his wife is at every single show. She is so supportive, and when you talk to him, he'll tell you, like, he goes, my wife doesn't care what I say on stage. He goes, she knows that it's all a joke. We're totally stable in our relationship. It's all whatever I'm saying. Some of it's true, some of it's not. Some of it doesn't matter because it's all about the laughter, and I'm making people laugh. And like I said, and she's at every single one of his shows. It's actually really cool to see their relationship like that.
She's at every show.
Every single show he does, she's there. She's always here. She's always here. He's a Governor's regular. She's
husband work every day, like at the computer.
I would be there if he was flirting.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna make sure.
Maybe that's why she's here.
Sure. Following her into the bathroom, saying, "Oh, I'm glad you like my husband." Ha ha ha.
And I think by the way, speaking of audiences and stuff, I think you guys will have a great time here tonight. The audiences at Governor's are just fantastic. What's the matter? Oh, you just can't see.
I can't see. I'm getting cut off. I didn't know there was half of me.
No, you're not cut off. You're fine.
Oh, you're right. I'm fine.
Yeah, they have great audiences here. I think you guys will have a great time. Now, do you ever? Can I tell them why you're here today? Chris has shown up here today because Chris has written, like, she's put together a set. She's never been on stage.
I am not a comic by any means,
but
I just love comedy. I love comedy. Like I will watch a show after show of like the people try. I love legal pad night or people test it. I'll go to
open
the
mics.
top.
Yeah.
I go to a lot of shows. So for years, I'm sorry, I hijacked this conversation, but
go for it.
So absolutely. For years, I would memo things on my phone like that I think are really funny bits, and they sat there for years, and I've added to it. But like the other day, I had like a long ride, and I was like, I'm gonna put it together, but I still won't let anyone see it except Tony.
So you are a comic, okay?
You know what? I really have thoroughly enjoyed. I wish I didn't want to step on anyone's feet. I hate when someone has a show here and then someone else just barges in. So that's why I deliberately came late. But like, you women are so inspiring. Like, I have 3 kids. I have, a husband in 25 years. I mean, and to hear like, yeah, mothers are goddamn funny. And you're right. They're not. They're like untapped for the most part.
That territory, baby.
Right.
I think you got another one you could add to your gang.
No,
91.
I would love to write, but like I said, I said to someone, I would almost rather stand naked in front of Tony than do this bit today.
She said almost.
And then Eric, I was talking to Eric, and Eric goes, "I think he'd rather you take your clothes off." But
are you doing the bit now?
Yeah.
When we get off the air, just with Tony. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have it. I don't even know how to write it out. Like I have it in bullet points. I have it like written out. I don't even know what to do. But
you're already writing. A lot of comics don't even have that. You're already writing. Sometimes my comedy comes out in bullet points, and comedy's like a puzzle. You have a piece here, and you find out where it fits. That's the whole journey in the writing. You already have that part down. It took people years to even cultivate that. So that's a good. You should come tonight and do your bit.
I was gonna say that.
Never. No fucking way.
Come on.
I would rather stand on stage.
You guys would give her 5 minutes if she showed up?
No.
Yeah.
I got
no.
Yeah.
I would rather go to
cut my
Chicago
set
and do
5
it there. I'd
minutes
be
to
better
get to
off
her.
doing it in Chicago.
You can have 2.5, give her
Yeah.
5, whatever you want.
We'll
5, 10.
cut our sets and we'll
cut
give
the
you the
set.
time.
How can you turn this down?
You don't even know
women
what's
are-
here yet. It could
All
be
right.
garbage.
Tonight, girl. You got to get up tonight.
No, I can't.
Imodium. I'll bring my Imodium. Don't worry about it.
I only have
Vodka.
cocaine.
Oh, in that case, she just might get here. All right, so we're just about time to go. I do have just one last question. Orly, you were on the Kelly Clarkson show, and you had talk about comedy legends. You had Jay Leno sitting there with you, and you got to get up and do a set. What was that like? Did he have any encouraging words?
Like Chris does right now.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I felt like Chris does right now. That's how I felt then. I finally found the anxiety level where I didn't eat. I was like, oh, why are people bitching about anxiety? I am so thin right now. This is amazing. It was very stressful. I had only been doing comedy a year. But I had invented this concept of Bad Moms of Comedy, and the Kelly Clarkson show read about it, that I did it, and they invited us out, and it was crazy. It was amazing, because without being on the Kelly Clarkson show, I don't know if we would have been as big as we were in the last 3 years. It really gave us incredible momentum. But she was so lovely, by the way. She swears like a sailor.
Nice.
Right? She's so funny. And oh my God, she's so lovely. And it was really interesting talking to this legend. And then also Iowa Devery was there from The Bear, and she was lovely. It was just a really cool experience, and I felt like, I don't know, like a real comic. So it was really nice, but I was shitting my pants.
Did Jay have any pointers for you, or?
Yeah, he had, a lot of he had pointers, and he had perspective. It's very different when you talk to the old guard. A very different and if you talk to someone who's like really new in the scene, that's really blown up, their perspective is very different. I think you just have to say to yourself, what kind of comic do I want to be?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and making sure that you just keep working on your craft.
Yeah.
And nothing is going to come to you. You have to work at it.
Yeah, exactly. But it was cool to watch. Well, one, because it's just cool to see that happen for you. But in Leno's case, he generally looked, and maybe I'm fooled, but he generally looked interested when he was watching you do your set.
He did.
I don't know. I was just looking at the audience, and you have to remember this was during the pandemic when we're still going through it, and so there was like the weirdest audience where it was like one person here and then 3 empty seats, and then one person and then seats, and I'm like, this is very odd, but it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Very nice. All right, it is time for us to go. The Bad Moms of Comedy. Come see them tonight right here in the Giggle Room.
And maybe Chris.
Well, and then hopefully, they'll meet Chris. And then I know you. And then you guys are back in the city tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow for brunch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, brunch. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And where is that? Oh, can we say where it is?
Comedy Club. Please come. There is a bottomless mimosa brunch option for $20.
Oh, wow.
No
That's
fans.
not bad.
Parenting, like bottomless mimosas.
Nice.
Part of
That's how we became parents.
That's how we did. I was drinking E&J at the time.
And then real quick before we go, where can they find you? The website, socials, all that good stuff?
Yeah, at Bad Moms with a Z, Bad Moms of Comedy on all the socials. And we have always posted clips of everybody, so you can find Mo Good. So at Mo Good Comedy, just like it sounds. At Avril, Avril, Granato, Granato. Thank you.
Wow.
And I'm Orly KG Comedy. And honestly, anybody watching this right now, you deserve laughter in person with other people. Because when you do that, your endorphins, like, you actually have hope about this world when you're laughing with other people.
Exactly right.
Tonight and have a great time.
Well, yeah, and Governors always has great comedians and great audiences, so I have no doubt it's going to be a great time. So go to govs.com and make your reservations tonight to see the Bad Moms of Comedy right here in the Giggle Room. And what's the Z about? Is that you guys feel more badass by making it a Z instead of an S in
Chicago
Moms?
thing.
Oh, it's a Chicago thing?
Yeah, it sounds good.
You said what?
It's a Chicago.
Yeah,
We
yes
usually
thing.
add S's to things in Chicago, so she went one step further to do the Z.
Right. We're not called Chicago.
Feel free. If Jeff is here tonight, feel free to kick his ass.
Shit.
Yeah,
I wish they would have brought some deep dish with them.
We gotta come out.
Tattoos, but I can fight.
Well, yeah, look at these things. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad we finally got the time to hang out with you guys. What's
Make
up?
sure you have plenty of New York pizza while you're here.
Oh,
Well, true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we already
like it,
saw the
but you-
trash on the sidewalk. We're good.
Damn, yo, what's up with that?
She got you. She
But
got you.
I like deep dish. I got no problem with
Our
deep
alleys.
dish.
On alleys.
I know you have to go, but last time we parked our car and it was great, and we came back and it was covered in trash bags.
And the garbage cans were lined up. We couldn't even get in on the passenger side of the car. Thank you.
What?
New York
Yeah.
is a beautiful, filthy place. And, I rode a rat from LaGuardia to the Airbnb. And
I-
that's fine.
And I hope you tipped him after he gave you a ride.
Yeah.
I did
But we're
because I didn't
classy in
want,
Chicago.
yeah, I didn't want his friends to come visit. So I definitely left him a big
But
tip.
wait a minute. All right. What trash bags and trash cans around the what?
Because they were they put it on the sidewalk, but it was piled up so high.
It was like
The-
tipping
it
on
was
our
like
car.
tipping
It was
to the
on. It
car.
came over on top of the car where we were parked.
They were crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. Well, next time, don't stay in Jamaica. You come to Long Island. It's a different
Yeah.
world, and
Go
we're
to Rockville Center. You want some high end. You can shop at Goldie's.
There-
The houses are palatial.
there's a nice Holiday Inn in Rockville Center.
Ooh. Free breakfast.
There you go. And then there will be another time because you guys will be back because I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
it's going to be a great response.
Coming back.
I'm
No, even though it was kind of crazy, I kind of like New York. I ain't gonna lie to you.
New York
You
rocks,
gotta- yeah,
baby.
Jamaica's a little rough.
Yeah.
I like rough.
Been here to sleep. We were in New
the
York.
projects in South Side of Chicago, baby. I don't mind rough. That was just filthy. That was just, but
and that wasn't even in
Well,
Jamaica.
this morning was probably garbage collection day. That's why.
That was Upper West Side.
side.
Upper West Side.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Garbage collection day.
Yeah, I guess so.
That city's got a lot of fucking trash to throw out.
City's
Now we know why that parking spot was open.
Probably.
Like, yeah, wait till you come back, bitches.
We don't give tickets here. You get garbage.
No, you
Garbage bags.
You gotta dig yourself out. That's their ticket. Okay, I gotta rock with New York for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if Chicago gonna implement that instead of the towing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to somebody.
Very cool, ladies. Have a great time tonight. I'm hoping to
Enjoy.
get here. And you're coming. All right. Thank you so much for your time. This was a lot of fun. Have a great time tonight and tomorrow.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thanks,
It was
guys.
fun. Take
See
care.
ya.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. There we go. The
That was nice.
Bad
That was
Moms of Comedy.
make someone pick Jamaica. Like, can you? That's crazy to me. Like, let me see. What's close enough to New York?
Yeah, when they said they're in Jamaica, I'm
I was
thinking to
like,
myself,
ooh, Jamaica.
what are you,
Did you
crazy?
transfer? Like, did you just take the train and you're like, this looks good? There's a lot of trains
Well, like
here.
I said, this is their first time ever on Long Island, so they're thinking, where should we stay? Somewhere in between, maybe, or go to Jamaica. And unfortunately, if you had never been to New York or Long Island, you don't know that Jamaica's bad, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, most likely, yeah. They probably confuse it with the island. And like, oh, well, I've heard of Jamaica. That sounds great.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to Jamaica.
If they said Jamaica Estates, it'd be a different story. But
Well,
you're not
true.
going to find Airbnb out in Jamaica Estates.
Exactly.
Too hoity-toity over there.
I can't believe there's an Airbnb in Jamaica.
And it looked pretty nice, though.
True.
When you
It
look-
looked super
It looked
nice.
really nice.
It did. Yeah, it did. All right. Well, it is
I,
time for us to go, and Chris and I have some business to take care of. I'm looking forward to this. And so go see the Bad Moms of Comedy with Chris Thomas
Oh, we're
tonight
still on
in the
the
Giga
air?
Room. Yeah, we're still on the
Tony,
air.
I thought we were done.
Oh,
Did he? I didn't hear you say goodbye.
Yeah, I didn't say goodbye.
We just said goodbye to them.
Well, you
How
didn't
know
say
he's
anything.
back 'cause nobody's
You
on.
didn't say anything bad.
No, I love Jamaica.
Oh, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? All right, yeah, we're out of here. Yeah, go see the Bad Moms of Comedy with Chris Thomas tonight in the Giga Room. What else? What's going on? Joe Dombrowski, Jimmy Dore, Heather Shaw, Howard Moore, the Bad Moms of Comedy, Christina Mariani, Kevin McMahon, Kevin Dombrowski, Daniel Simonson, just some of the names you'll see on the Governor's stage this weekend. Governor's in Levittown, the main stage in the Giggle Room, the Brokerage in Belmore, and McGuire's in Bohemia. Go to govs.com to see the full schedule, make your reservations. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see our full schedule and see information on how you can hire us for your event, where we do our fun murder mysteries and game shows. And that's it. Tonight at 8 o'clock here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, Don Sill, Donversations, tonight at 8 o'clock. And then that's it for the weekend. Coffee with the Dog, Monday morning at 9. And then Monday at 11, we'll be here. Me and Jeff and Tyler. Richie Byrne will be here. And Trish, the pajama lady with her pajama people. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you guys for hanging today.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right.
Maybe you want to say thank you as well. I said us, like.
That's okay.
So
You
I
can
didn't
speak
mean
for me.
to,
It's fine.
speak for you.
Just so Chris knows.